Hi, this is Danny Doyle, and for now, I'm still here with Casual Jacob. And let's see our report.
Results for last battle. Let me guess. It's gonna be like Tanith. Oh, it's Marsha.
Marsha, Ileana. Wait, isn't Marsha a Tormod? I guess we just like fed her a bunch of experience. I'll be honest, I don't know how this fucking works. I don't know how MVP works.
I don't either. I feel like I've looked it up several times, but I feel like I get different info every time I check.
Yeah, I feel the same way. You know what I do know though? Let's make a forge.
Woo, forging up. Okay, big sword.
We'll call it Astrid's Blade.
Oh. That makes so many people angry with that.
I'm gonna get hate comments.
People are gonna be so upset.
Oh, it doesn't fit, does it? B.
You could do BLD for Blade.
D.
Or I guess that's build, but eh.
What if we can just do Astrid Blade?
That works.
Well, we can make it a space bar. Wait, this is gonna be so jank because then I have to. Oh, I wish you could just insert in the middle.
Blade.
And the reason that we are immediately starting off with Makalov, right, is we talked about this in a previous episode, right? How Makalov is needed to recruit Har since he's Rolf. So we kind of need him to be competent. And I've been saving all of my BXP to just give to him for the Har. Yes. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, by the way. It looks like he's going to be like level 8.
We don't have nearly as much bonus experience for this as we thought.
Yeah, oops.
I guess I'm used to Astrid Paragoning from level 1, so I'm used to it not taking so much.
Yeah, so fun fact, Astrid actually requires 300 less bonus experience than Makalov to reach level 20. Rather level 20/1, like to promote, right? Yeah. In vanilla, like not reverse recruitment, not any of that. Like quite literally a level 1 Astrid versus a level 10 Makalov. Makalov needs 300 more. Oh, we forgot to Night Ward him, didn't we?
Yeah, he's making some speed levels though.
This is a sloppy play.
Oh, it's in the slot to the left.
Oh right, they're like their own thing.
Here.
And you also have to do this.
Equip.
I guess, like, so the reason I wanted to do him now was there will be the opportunity to, like, you deploy a lot of units in this upcoming map, right?
Yeah, you get, I think you start off with 12-ish slots or something, but then you get to deploy 2 more every map.
He's actually leveling ridiculously well.
Yeah.
The funny thing is he doesn't even have, like, he doesn't have bad growth, but he doesn't have what I would call good growths either. On average, all 4 paladins just like have the same 21 stats.
I think does he start at level 9? What level does he start at?
He starts at 10, I believe. 10.
Okay, I want to compare what his level 10 bases are going to be versus this.
Okay.
Let's see. He actually just hit his HP average. He'd be 2 ahead on strength. He's 1 ahead on skill. He's average on speed. And he's like right on average with defense.
Kind of below average on speed because we give him the Night Ward.
Yeah.
But this isn't terrible. It's certainly usable.
Yeah. I mean, we get quite a bit of bonus experience out of...
Look at how good Largo's stats are. 17-17. Actually nuts. Actually nuts.
Good unit.
Yeah, so, like, I just need him to be usable enough for the Great Wall, and I think part of that is, like, making him usable for 17 so he can gain experience there, and worst case scenario, we, like, feed him a fucking Master Seal, and then he's just kind of whatever for a while.
He just exists to fill slots, I guess.
Now we have Tanith. I want her to grab the Full Guard. And equip. What,
No
like...
more arrow weakness.
Give that. We do need to buy some stuff. We probably want to buy a couple of heal staves. Since we have infinite fucking staffers, because fucking Khalil can staff, fucking Ilyana can staff, like it just apparently
Ilyana.
We'll do that.
We also want to index this.
I've been like neglecting preps for forever, and I kind of need to actually do them, which is lame.
I have some people tell me that me doing preps is cathartic, but clearly you're not from me doing preps in the thing we just recorded for FE9.
I mean, like, it can be fun to watch. It can absolutely be fun to watch. And like, if you comment below, do you like seeing the preps? Do you dislike seeing the preps? Oh wait, we gotta go armory.
I think I usually try to skip doing preps on recording because I don't want my videos to end up too long or whatever. But yeah, average FE9 shopping trip. Rex Flame. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yo, we gotta give guard to someone.
We have statue frags.
So many vulneraries.
No smite strats.
That's upsetting.
Alright, so now... What if we did this?
Just stack it with all the stat boosters.
I recently did like a tier list, and I got someone who was commenting about how, like, because Makalov has low skill, he always fucking misses. So I actually ran the numbers, and I was like, he has 90 hit. He has 90 hit against every enemy in his join map. Like, what are you talking about? And you're like, I missed one time against the enemy on his join map. There, we're going full Mac build. We're going full Mac build, apparently.
Skill books.
I have to fix his hit rate because his hit rate's bad.
Sad. We could have
It's
given
not my fault. I was
Largo.
informed that I need to fix his hit rate. Do we care about the Lagoo stones? Like, we have the demi band. Oh, the Racing.
I like to use them on Racing.
Oh, I wonder if Racing got reversed and we just like don't get a dancer.
I know sometimes they'll make dancers not adjusted as much. Who was the most recent Lagoos we just got? Tabarn?
Yeah, Tabarn.
That's right. You really get your...
The game front loads you with Bjork, which I think makes sense because they're the more traditional classes, right?
Yeah,
so...
you want something more familiar for players.
Yeah.
What's upsetting is that that kind of works in the opposite favor for Lagoos, because Lagoos are kind of better earlier on.
Yeah, it's why Left is like one of the best in my opinion.
And then the game just becomes more onesie range spammy and bulky enemies. And once your calves start balling, there's not really much left for them to do. I don't want to think too hard about who our next Lagoos are.
So it's gonna be the dragons, or Janaf and Ulki, almost certainly.
Oh, right, because we get the dragons. I completely forgot about the dragons.
Yeah, and that means that the dragons will be Janaf and Ulki, and the royals will be, fucking... the will be
Mordecai Leth
and Morin, yeah.
I can't wait to see whichever one Gifka was. I think Gifka took Leth's place.
I always forget you sell from the convoy.
Yeah,
and so I like scrolled to Ilyana so that she could sell, and then like, nope, lol.
I did the same thing. Rex Flame, such a good weapon.
I guess I should buy like 1 or 2 fire tomes. Fire's 3 might, Thunder's 4, 85, 95. Ah, yeah, Thunder's good enough.
Yeah, Thunder's fine.
Hit rates are not really an issue in this game. And, like, if they are, you can patch them up with, like, Heaven Affinity or something.
Yeah, it's... You're not that desperate for it.
Alright, so now skills.
Skills emblem.
Do we give Savior to Elincia? Renewal is like not magic based, right? It's percentage based.
It's percentage based.
She has stun, so she's kind of as a promoted class right now. Because like that's the concern
Yeah.
about like the Elincia potential glitchification.
Promotion.
Is like if she's promoted and then she events, and she is still promoted, so that's good to see. We could fucking give her Miracle or something stupid.
So, what we could do is take a unit like who's like a promoted flyer. Is Jill promoted yet? No, shoot. Because what we could do is the funny and give someone Vantage cancel.
That's very
and maybe
stupid.
it'll work.
I'm thinking we give Vantage Adept to Khalil.
Yeah, that's usually the strategy people do, is Vantage plus Adept on a mage.
Yeah, I know that, like, because Soren starts with Adept, that's sort of, like, the argument for him. And, you know, it's not reliable, but it is fun, and why not?
Yeah.
Like, who else are we giving? I think you want Vantage on someone who's using 1-2 range stuff, right? And
Yes.
enemies in Path of Radiance, like, they're not...
Flare.
So enemies in Path of Radiance are not, like, strong, but they are bulky. It's FE4 enemy design, where they have really, really high HP stats.
FP9 enemies are not so strong that you need Soren to attack 50 times.
Well, the irony about the Ira meme, though, is they're not so strong, but they are so bulky. They are so bulky. The reason, though, that you don't need Ira to attack 50 times is you just crit. Like, you just javelin crit.
Yeah. Do we just want to dull some of the paladins with our occult?
Astrid is the only paladin who can get occult. Unless I use, like, a Master Seal on either Kieran or Joffrey, and I don't think either of them need it.
We could just wait a little bit.
Yeah, I think we just wait a little bit.
We
do have so many skills.
Is there
you can fit Provoke and Celerity on each other, and that's, like, for our primary combat unit, 17-14.
Provoke's not a bad thing to put on her, I think.
Yeah.
As far as Savior goes, Savior you really want to put on someone who is going to be rescuing someone around a lot.
I mean, I think Alincia's combat is bad enough that she can justify Savior, or we can give it to Jill. The problem is, like, usually you want Ike to be the one getting rescued, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not a thing now because he's mounted.
So the way I see it is you want Savior on someone who's going to be rescuing, but you don't want their combat hurt. Elincia's not doing combat in the first place.
Maybe Jill, then?
I think Jill Savior could be good.
Because, like, what is she doing with, like, stun? Nothing?
Yes, stun is... Yeah, who cares? You could do Savior on Jill, unless you want to do Savior Marsha or something instead, but...
So Marsha already has stun, though.
Oh, right. That's right, she has stun when she can't.
And I want to see just how many characters we can have with fucking mastery skills, so I kind of don't want to take it off her.
I keep forgetting roll has celerity.
I don't understand! I don't understand! I don't understand! I can give him fucking Miracle.
We can give Miracle to Elincia in case she dies.
Honestly, not terrible.
Because it's...
Miracle Guard.
Because it's, oh, we can do Miracle Renewal, so whenever she gets hurt, she can restore her HP again.
We can give her a counter. So she can kill archers.
Skill over 2% chance to reflect half damage.
Wait, is counter only from 1 range, or does it work at 2 range?
It works at 2 range.
Yeah, I don't really think that anything else. Like, I think we just save up for, Soul.
Yeah. We just kind of
matter. Path of Radiance supports are so fucking washed. They do not matter whatsoever.
A little bit of extra bonus here and there can be nice, but they're just...
But, like,
They're
what
so
do we gain out of
little.
that? We got 5 avoid and nothing else, right?
Woo!
Or, like, maybe 7 avoid? From
What is it?
It's
what are the
Kieran
two
Oscar.
affinities?
It's the vanilla Kieran Oscar because the affinities weren't swapped.
Oh, so in that case we'd get 7 avoid 2 hits.
Jesus Christ, that's
nothing.
That's the biggest who the fuck cares moment.
They really toned down the support bonuses to such an incredible degree.
Yeah.
Because I think some of the amounts they give are roughly the same, but they give so few less stats. Because in GBA they give 4 different stats. Meanwhile, in this game they just give 2.
Not only that, but you build them so much slower.
Because in GBA you can just grind to get them all early on.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess because they cut supports giving crit and crit avoid for some reason, so there's only 4 stats to work with anymore when it comes to giving stats for support bonuses.
This is the long haul. We want to make sure everyone has everything they want.
Yeah.
I think it's good. Yeah, I'll see you on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So, just kidding, I lied. I won't see you on the battlefield because I forgot. I forgot about something very important. Mist is technically a promoted unit.
Soul.
I don't think that was a waste of a skill slot whatsoever.
It's funny. Do it for the funny.
Also, can I just, like, draw attention to... This map is not a Fog of War map, right?
Yeah.
When it zooms in, like, to show, it's got fog. Why can't we use the torch staff here?
Do you want Serenus Forest to be a fog map?
Yeah, I want to spam torch. Also, I'm sure every YouTuber in the world has pointed this out, but this is the whole map. It's all 4 portions.
I pointed it out.
It's real cute. It's real cute. You get all 4. You can actually travel between them. Actually, I wonder, because we have Celerity and Boots on the same unit, who's a flyer. I wonder if we can actually make it across.
Get someone over there.
Let's go on a stealth mission to find Oliver before... Yeah, we're going on a mission to find Oliver.
We put Provoke on Tannis just so she can fly to the other side of the map where there's no enemies.
She'll provoke the enemies away from us. Like, that's what's going on. She flies over there, the enemies are gonna run through the woods.
I must go through the woods now.
To the woods.
Okay, what would be really peak? I know this is not how this is gonna work, just because of what my intuition is telling me. But what if the reinforcement trigger for Tabarn was still over there, like the data's still over there? So you send her over there, and it trips Tabarn to show up.
Let's find out. Let's find out together.
We're gonna send our main combat unit away for a round.
You don't understand. This is important.
Do it for the bit.
Okay, so Joffrey and Kieran are Oscar and Kieran, I think.
Woo.
No, Kieran is Jill. It's Joffrey and... Who's Kieran again?
I can't remember.
Astrid, Joffrey and Astrid, yeah, okay. So we'll go, like, here. We'll send Astrid into the middle.
Woo sports.
Let's make use of that. +2 hit, +7 avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so fucking washed. They're so fucking washed.
The best thing you can do is support 2 people who have a matching, like, plus defense or plus attack.
Or
so
hit and avoid.
Or hit and avoid. Or mostly hit. I think getting plus hit is, like, about as good as it gets.
Mm-hmm. You don't like the +10 avoid from C rank?
He would have dodged with double Earth.
He would have dodged with Double Earth. I think, like, the reason people gas up Double Earth is, one, people like to gas up Ike, and two, Ike and Oscar have probably the fastest support in the game. Like, they reach A rank sooner than any other pair.
One of the fastest A supports.
I don't know if it's literally the fastest, but it's the fastest one with a matching affinity. So you can get the A rank bonuses quite early. And like 30 Avoid is impactful in the early game. It gets less impactful as time goes on, and you just like...
Twang. You would
got
sooner
poisoned.
just rather face tank everything. Although now we're poisoned.
Yeah, like it's not just enemies that have the fucking FE9 or FE4 design. Oh! Hoisted by my own baton. She can't. It won't let me. Damn.
This is so sad.
Wait.
So much movement.
I wonder.
Is there a tile over there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What's her move right now? 13. Damn. I've been defeated. But I can't fall here. I must retreat back to the map.
I remember making a joke like that in Serenus Forest.
Oh, Marsha!
Oh.
She would have hit if she had double heaven. She would have hit if she had double heaven.
Double heaven is
30 hit
cooler
is nice.
Yeah, like extra reliability is awesome.
The big thing about heaven though isn't the A rank, the 30. It's that at lower ranks, 5 or 10 hit can actually make a pretty significant difference because you can guarantee hits. Whereas like you can't guarantee dodges with 5 or 10 avoid. I
always struggle to really put into words how I see this, how I value hit over avoid. Because I always play as if every hit is going to hit me. I always play as if I'm never going to dodge. But you kind of have to play as if most of your hits are going to hit. So I find that I'm relying on hits to hit, but I'm never relying on people to dodge.
You want to minimize... Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, I like to... If I'm going to play as if I'm always getting hit anyways, I would rather secure those things that I'm banking on happening, such as I'm banking on this hitting. I'd rather make that more reliable, because I'm already playing as if I get as unlucky as possible in enemy phase.
It's also, like... So I got a comment about, like, trying to minimize crit rate versus trying to, like... Basically the idea that, like... It was in an Iron Man, but I would say this applies to every context. I forgot how fucking powerful Khalil was. The idea that, like, a 1%... If an enemy has a 1% crit rate on you, you consider that to be a high crit rate. But if you have a 70% hit rate on the enemy, you consider that to be a low hit rate. And I think what it is you shouldn't be thinking about it as like high hit rate, low crit rate. Instead, it's chance of thing going right versus chance of thing going wrong.
Or chance of thing going horribly wrong, in the case of crit, usually.
Yeah, and for a
she's so good.
She is, but I want to set up, but I don't think I can.
You get all these caps. This is the most FE9 looking deployment I've ever seen.
FE9 just be that way sometimes. So like when it comes to hit, right? If you can guarantee, if you get yourself plus 10 hit and you have like a 90% hit rate against someone, you can guarantee that there is 0 chance of something going wrong. Meanwhile,
FE5 fans are screaming right now.
Well, that's obviously not what I'm talking about. That's obviously not what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, if you're like, if you're avoid stacking, right? And even if the enemy has like not the best hit on you, like say they have 50 hit on you, instead of the 90. Because enemies typically have lower hit rates on you, especially early game, when it's a bunch of axe units, than you have on them. You still can't make it a 0% chance of a thing going wrong. If an enemy has 50 hit on you and you give them, like, -10 from double Earth C rank, there's still a 40% chance of something going wrong. Even if somehow you manage to get, like, A rank and the enemies still have, like, 50 hit on you, there's still a 20% chance of something going wrong. And if you're relying on the dodge to not die, that's too high of a chance.
Yeah.
And, like, the argument is, like, oh, well, you don't need to dodge every attack. Like, I do think there's obviously thresholds that you want to get to. That's the Killing Edge guy. Like, I know that dodge tanking isn't reliable is a bit of a, like, meme. 1339, okay, well, that doesn't work.
There is a certain point of 5 enemies are going to attack me with 20% hit, and one of them, you know, if 3 of them hit, I die. It's like, okay, you can kind of maybe reasonably assume you'll be fine. You're still kind of playing with fire there.
But yeah, I think the main weaknesses of Heaven are that it shows up late, and also it's not the only hit-fixing tool. The fact that forges are so ubiquitous in Path of Radiance mean that
you just forge hit on stuff.
And for some units, you do need both. But a lot of those aren't very good units anyway. But perhaps more importantly, to my knowledge, the only early game Heaven support is Leth, right?
I'm actually about to look it up. I think the only
I know Elincia's Heaven.
I think it's Elincia, Leth, and Stefan have Heaven?
But yeah, I see people say that Heaven is the worst Affinity, and that attitude blows my mind. It must be something a YouTuber said. Like, it's the only explanation.
Oh, Serenus Forest doesn't show... Oh, here we go. Let's see, how many Heavens are there? Leth, which she supports Ike, Jill, and 2 other Lagoos, so... let's see... Yeah, Stefan is Heaven.
Oh, right, and Stefan supports, like, Soren and no one else, right?
Soren and Mordecai!
Jeez Louise.
Stefan... Well, there are no crit avoid supports. I was gonna say, Stefan really wants a crit avoid support, but those don't exist.
Yeah... Well, I mean, they do. There's adjacency crit avoids.
True.
For those who are not aware, certain pairings in Path of Radiance have an innate quality that is not linked to support rank, that when they end up adjacent to each other, neither one can get crit. Most of them are super unimpactful, either because it's units who show up super late, or units who shouldn't be frontlining, or both. I think the most impactful is Ike and Soren, because they're both in the early game, and I don't think Soren should be frontlining, but a lot of people like to frontline with him. And if you're doing the Ike-Soren support anyway, like, making them adjacent is not the most difficult task in the early game before enemies start having 1-2 range.
Oh, and also, it's... Character A protects Character B, not both of them. So Ike just prevents Soren
from it's just one crit. Way? So you can't even have Soren prevent Ike from getting crit. That's actually kind of sad.
Yeah, there's only like a dozen of them, and Elincia is almost half of them. Elincia protects like 6 people from crits.
Which is so funny, because at the point that Elincia joins, like, not only is it like, oh, she joins late, so there's only 3 maps in which you can do this, including her join map, by the way, because she misses fucking Twisted Power.
Yeah.
So, like, not only is it late, so you don't get many opportunities to make use of it. Wait, what? Was there just reinforcements and it scrolled away before I saw them? What? Oh! Hello!
Hi.
This is so,
Some dudes. And the people she protects, She protects Ike, Bastion, Jeffrey, Lucia, and Kieran.
So, like, 2 good combat units. 1 unit who you're, like, Actually, at that point in the game, Ike is also a good combat unit because he gets Ragnar. So 3 good combat units and 2 really, like, mediocre units. But the bigger thing is that 1-2 range spam, like, we've arrived in 1-2 range spam. So it's harder to do adjacency when there's a ton of 1-2 range. Because at least in the early game, right, with Ike protecting Soren, you can put Soren at the edge of an enemy's range and trust that Ike is not going to get hit. You can't really do that with Alencia. Like, if an enemy can attack, unless it's, like, quite literally... Or Soren can, like, body block for Ike, right? Yeah. It's just, like, such a... It's such a nothing burger of a mechanic. And it's weird because, like, there's a lot of characters who have pre-existing relationships with each other in this game, but so many of them just don't get it. Like, do any of the 3 brothers get it? I don't think so.
The 3 brothers don't protect each other, but they do give each other the 10% crit bonus for being adjacent. And
they give each other a 100% bonus for all using bows.
Triangle attack. I do like these little crit bonuses where it's Ike and Mist give each other 10 crit. Oscar, Boyd, and Rolf give each other 10 crit. Marcia and Makalov give each other 5 crit. They're mostly like married couples and siblings that give each other these little crit bonuses.
FE4 reference?
It's sweet. I like these.
It's just like FE4.
Khalil and Largo. Yeah, it's just like FE4.
I was thinking about this, because I'm working on a video about every lord in the franchise. At the time of recording this, it'll be out by the time this comes out, but at the time of recording this, I'm thinking about it. It's so funny. Sigurd is the only unit in Generation 1 who can take advantage of sibling crit bonus. As if he needed extra sauce.
Can't Aideen and Bridget?
Oh shit, you're right. Damn, I'm so washed.
The only reason I know that is I got it by accident once.
Which one of them crit? Which one of them crit?
Next to each other. I think Bridget crit because I was like staffing or whatever to try to get up to level 30. Oh, wait, but I accidentally got the sibling crit, and I was like, "Oh right, you two are related to each other."
Yeah, I meant to leave her there. I literally just rescue dropped her, quote unquote, out of danger, but I meant to have her fight those guys on enemy phase. I can't believe I did this.
I'm looking at this list, and I think you might like this. There is one person Alencia gets the 10% crit boost from if she's adjacent.
Who?
Alencia and Lucia give each other 10% crit.
Aww, that's so cute.
As a support, it's a bonus that is granted to either siblings or couples usually.
I mean, so I like the ship, but I will say this. I think it's intended to be like they were raised like siblings. Just like within the lore, that feels more
they treat each other more like sisters.
God.
But it is
fool
cute.
That I am! I assumed my mage could fucking my cracked high magic mage could fucking one-shot armor knights. Fool that I am! I thought Vantage would be enough on her.
A lot of HP on these guys.
God, mages are so fucking trash.
I mean, even if she had capped out magic, that's 30 magic plus the 3 might fire tome. Even at 0 res.
The problem is they have no might.
Why do the tomes have no might?
It's just so sad.
For reference, in FE7 and 8, I believe, fire has 4 might. But then you have... How much does Elfire have in this game? Does anyone have Elfire on them?
I think it's 5, but it might be 6.
Because I know in FE7 and 8, Elfire is 10 might. So they just looked at Elfire and said, nah, it needs less. Were they really so afraid of 1-2 range being too good, so they just cut all the tome might out?
And yet they made javelins and hand axes,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, actually, in fairness, it does have low accuracy. But then you can forge them and just fix the accuracy. That's
Yeah,
the
you
other
can
way that
forge
heaven.
them.
That's the other way that heaven is useful. Is it boosts the accuracy of 1-2 range, which is actually pretty shaky.
I could see you potentially getting use out of it with less Jill, maybe. But
yeah, because
otherwise,
everyone complains about Jill having like 70s at base with irons and shit.
so you could do less Jill support to get her some extra accuracy.
Like just
I think when it comes to the
that's
support,
weapon triangle neutrality.
Ooh.
You know, like, without being able to forge the 1-2 range, their accuracy is very shaky early on. Weapon Triangle Advantage, and it's only 82. And this is on our super over-leveled 19 skill unit. And it's with Javelins, which are the more accurate of the two. Also, everybody point and laugh at the Archer dealing 0 damage. I don't care that she has the fucking Delphi Shield, Master Guard, whatever it's called.
I think it'd be like 5 extra damage or something. Probably not enough to matter.
I don't know if it's enough to matter or not. I'm being unfair to him. Everybody point and laugh.
It's funny though, so that's what matters.
But yeah, you can't actually forge hit on 1-2 range weapons until after, I think it's 18 you start being able to? Aside from tomes, obviously. Which is why, like, the hit boost that you get from either Wind or Heaven, is relevant. I think it's just that, I think it's partially, like, it's probably something a YouTuber said, because that's usually what it is if there's, like, common knowledge, quote-unquote, that's just, like, bizarro. And there's a phenomenon where, like, Fire Emblem players just assume all of their hits will always hit. This is also why, like, FE6 hit rates get so much shit. Because, like, you don't always hit.
You're going to miss some.
Which, in fairness, I think that's a bit too extreme, right? Is
They're
that,
too low in FE6, I think. But
especially in the early game.
You just reminded me that we do have to wait until Chapter 18 for hand axe and javelin forges. Because I have been playing only Maniac mode, and in Maniac, you can forge everything but silvers in Chapter 8.
Well, that's a Japanese feature, not Maniac specifically.
Because I'm looking at the weekend, it looks like even hard and normal mode have 2 separate forging tables.
Yeah. Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, because looking at the .org wiki, I have to check other places as well, but the .org wiki says that easy and normal mode lets you forge almost everything in Chapter 8, and then you slowly unlock 1 or 2 other things, and then difficult has the most strict forging. And then Maniac mode's like, you can forge everything but silvers in Chapter 8, and then Chapter 23 you can forge everything.
I thought that was a feature of the Japanese... Because I know that or not everyone, a lot of people say that, the crit underflow glitch is Maniac exclusive, but it's actually just, it's a feature of the Japanese ROM, and Maniac
Yeah, it's just Japanese exclusive.
So I thought that was the deal with the forges as well, but I have not, played hard mode on my Japanese one. On my Japanese official copy. Oh my god, so many poisons.
So much poison. Okay, now I want to double check on this, because the wiki also says, additionally in the Japanese version, forging costs are doubled compared to the localization version. Huh, I kind of want to check that.
So that's one that I thought was Maniac. I knew that was the case in Maniac, but I thought that was because it was a difficulty thing. Because that feels like a difficulty thing. That doesn't feel like a
difficulty thing.
But like
Make
maybe
forges
it's
more
not. I
expensive.
need to play hard mode Japanese. I need to test these things.
It's interesting. I feel like of all the games, especially, I know Radiant Dawn has a lot of changes between the Japanese and the English one, with, you know, forging scraps, how crowns work and stuff. So I wouldn't be shocked if the forging cost was a difference. I mean, they bothered to add in an easy mode in the localized FE9. I wouldn't be shocked if they cut the forging prices in half as well. which is probably where some of the overflowing money also comes from.
There's so much money in this game.
There is.
Even in Maniac mode, money management isn't that hard.
I have been finding that it's not as free as hard mode, but it's still enough money.
It's that, like, you just need to think about it.
You can't just mindlessly hit max might. Like, I'm still forging every map, and I'm forging almost max on stuff. I'll do almost full hit and full damage on stuff. But you just have to be a little. It's still plenty of money, but you just have to be a little bit more conscious with it.
In hard mode, I just forge silvers and throwables every fucking map I can.
Yeah.
And, like, max them out.
Yeah, you can just forge max on everything.
And, like, in Maniac, you have to be like, okay, I can't just, like, give myself silvers.
Some of that as well is because you can forge the 1-2 range early, you kind of want to forge some early 1-2 range for hit. And 1-2 range is more expensive to forge. So whenever you're playing something like hard and all you can forge are the cheap irons for the first dozen chapters, your money's just building up. And you probably sell the statue frags for extra money.
I do want to point out that Astrid perfectly set up an exact 1 round for Makalov. It's almost like they're meant to be together. Look at that! Wow. Holy shit! Everything but luck. Which is funny because he's a gambler.
Yeah.
The one stat that he flavorfully should get. It's like how Joshua... Okay, it's not actually a flavor fail for Joshua because he rigs his bets, right?
Yes, I guess that's perfect.
I guess it actually makes sense for Makalov because he has bad luck.
Yeah, I think that's perfect for Joshua because in basically every support, he rigs his coin tosses in some way.
I feel like I keep saying this, but we keep missing like 70s and 80s. If only there were a way to boost these hit rates by like 10%, right? Like,
I wonder. Okay, FA9 modding is hell. It's modding stuff in FA9 is crazy, but I think it'd be kind of funny and interesting to go in and change a bunch of people's affinities to what they would want out of an affinity. And kind of go like, okay, you struggle with hit rate. I'm going to give you a heaven affinity. You frontline a bunch, but you're not enough defense. I'm going to give you like thunder or something that grants defense or whatever, and a void or whatever.
The problem is that the defense granting ones and the attack granting ones and whatnot, they give you nothing at C rank because it rounds down in this game. So you have to double up. Like Oscar, if Oscar and Kieran both had thunder affinity, then that's awesome for them. But like, that's not the game we live in, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. It means that if you want, you have to stack, like, Thunder Dark, I think would give you +1 defense. I think Fire Light gives you 1 attack?
I know Water is both attack and defense, which is, like, arguably the best. It's definitely the best in Radiant Dawn, because they round up there.
Yeah, if you could double water in this game, I think that would be... There are ways to double water, but it's like Mordecai and Mist and Mordecai and Ulti.
Mordecai and Braum and shit.
Yeah, so if you could double water easily, like, could you imagine, like the 2 Christmas calves, but they have double water or double fire, so they get +3 attack.
This makes me so sad that we can't reach. I wanted to fucking rock to Barn.
Give us an open world Fire Emblem game.
No, please don't. No. Don't actually do. No, don't. I've seen people unironically call for that, and I want to fucking scream. Why are you attacking Tanith? What the fuck?
I only said it because I knew he's trying to poison more people.
EXP theft. My only promoted unit, and he's like, I wanted to kill this one.
I know your opinion on open world stuff, that's why I said it.
I'm not even anti-open world. Yakuza is one of my favorite game series, and that is an open world game series that benefits from its open world immensely. However, I think so many fucking games just go open world as a gimmick, and then you end up with these... incredibly bland, incredibly empty open worlds that add nothing and subtract everything. I'm looking at you, Elden Ring. I'm looking at you, Pokemon Generation 9.
What would an open world Fire Emblem game even look like? How would that even work? Because I thought the whole
like, the closest thing I can think of is, like, the Awakening map. And, like, honestly, I don't even dislike that, although I do think it makes, like, a lot of the paralogs, since they don't scale, like, stupid.
The world map is convenient because it makes stuff like shopping easier. It means you can go to paralogs whenever you want. I'm not a huge fan just because it shatters my immersion immensely. I know there's way more things that should be breaking my immersion.
Well, I don't think going to Paragons whenever you want is a good thing. I don't having to go to Paragons at a specific level allows the Paragons to be, like, tailored to that level, right?
Tailored to a specific place. Also, that was non-zero crit.
Oh, oops. Okay, we're fine. We dodge. Damn, that's that Earth Affinity. That helped us so much. Does she even have Earth? I don't fucking know. Because she's Tormod. Tormod doesn't have Earth.
Nah, yeah. He probably has, like, Fire Affinity or something.
Oh, shit. That guy got Killer Lance.
Killer Lance.
So, here's the thing. You need to be able to... Okay. I think we heal... And we have Tanith and Astrid. I think, like, both of them can probably take a crit. They're our tankiest units.
I'm sure they can.
I'm like autopiloting way too much.
We're just not thinking at this point. We're just moving units forward because your units don't usually die in this game. The enemies are bulky, but your units tend to be pretty bulky against the enemies as well.
Is that Ashura staff? Nope. We're one off. Nope. That's fucking Fortify. That's all I gained from that.
Woo! Fortify!
Gosh darn it.
God, imagine the cope if Elincia could warp. And you could say that Elincia is a flying warper whenever she joins in Clash.
I mean, I think if she could warp, it would actually be pretty good. Because she would be a free, like a free A ranker. A free A rank, that can let you do the warp your unit and then they use warp. Especially because sages cannot reach A rank stabs in this game.
Yeah.
Even the ones that actually have stabs instead of knives.
Which is really interesting.
So, if Elincia was one of only 3 units capable of using warp, I think that would elevate her pretty significantly. Like, I think she's one of the worst units in the cast. But if she could warp, even if it's only 3 tiles, like, 3 houses showed us that a low warp, especially if you're one of a limited number of people who can do it, is quite valuable on certain maps. And for example, on Twisted Tower, there's a couple of tiles of trees that'd be nice to be able to warp someone over. So Lindsay could help out there, right? Right? On Twisted Tower? I do think it would help her. I do think warp would help her. It'd, like, at least push her into, like, fucking, like, filler tier, right? As opposed to now where she's just like, please feed me all of your BXP for 2 maps.
Please let me exist. Killer Lands, woo! You're on Fire Lance.
No crit. Okay, yeah, we do this. We do
no
this.
We do this. I'm very upset supports can't give you crit avoid anymore. I never seek out crit avoid supports, but I'm always grateful when I have them.
I seek them out in Iron Man's.
They can be good there, yeah. There's like 4 or 5 different supports that give crit avoid. I know Dark and Ice do. I think Wind does in GBA.
Look at Night Ward doing work. Makalov's getting speed.
Woo! Hey, we did it! Part 1 done. Yippee!
Yeah.
These keep coming.
Subscribe for part 2.
Woo!
Bye. There's no telling. He's a bishop.
Soren walked up to Oliver and pressed the X button to look at his stat screen and read the word bishop.
I just realized. So, like, if you call reinforcements, they show up from behind, right?
Yeah.
What if you call Soren as a reinforcement? The fuck happened with that, right? He was just in the cutscene talking to Ike, and then it takes him 3 turns to show up on the battlefield. And he's like, I just got here.
Hi, I was
No,
chilling.
you didn't! You were here! Bro, you were here! What the fuck are you talking about? I just got here.
He went to go do something. He was hungry.
No, that you're thinking of the other early game
Really honest
mage.
thing.
You're thinking of the other early game mage.
The
Subscribe.
better early game mage.
Oh, are we gonna have this debate? No, we're not having this debate.
No, we're not.
Bye.